A single shadow crosses the stone floor of Windsor Castle. It moves with purpose, not pomp. No trumpet sounds, no ceremonial flair, just steady footsteps echoing where others once led. Princess Anne has never been the crown jewel of royal headlines, but in the quiet rearranging of the monarchy's inner circle, she's stepping into a role that could redefine everything. Before we dive in, there's something I need to share with you. Over the past few days, thousands have watched these stories unfold, but most haven't subscribed. If you're one of them, I invite you now to join us. Subscribe to Crown Verse so you never miss the next chapter in this unfolding royal history. It begins, as so many royal stories do, not with fanfare, but with absence. King Charles, battling illness. Prince William, stepping back momentarily to care for Catherine, the Princess of Wales, also undergoing treatment. Prince Harry, across the ocean. Prince Andrew, exiled from public life. The familiar figures of royal duty have dimmed, and in the vacuum, a new presence rises, not new to duty, but newly essential. Princess Anne, the Princess Royal, 73 years old, no throne to inherit, no glamour to flaunt, but with every passing month, her role grows more visible, more symbolic, and, in some corners, more strategic. Observers begin to notice. She's appearing at state dinners, leading investitures, representing the crown in global events, and doing it all with the same quiet fortitude that's defined her decades-long service. But this isn't just a case of an elder royal doing her bit. Something deeper is at play. Within the inner walls of the monarchy, hierarchy has always ruled, yet tradition bends when necessity knocks. And now Anne is everywhere. At the palace gates, in military barracks, at Commonwealth summits, fulfilling duties that would once have been reserved for the sovereign or the direct heirs. Her schedule, often the most packed of any royal, even before recent events, has intensified. She completes hundreds of engagements each year. She moves with precision, speaks with candor, and asks for little attention. But attention has come anyway. In February, she accompanied the Emir of Qatar at a state banquet, standing in for the king who was recovering. She led the presentation of honors to civilians, greeted foreign dignitaries, and, without ceremony, became the de facto face of a monarchy in transition. It's not just duty, it's symbolism. Because Princess Anne represents an ideal the royal family needs more than ever. Stoic, uncontroversial, apolitical, dependable. In a time when scandals have shaken the institution, Andrew's disgrace, Meghan and Harry's exit, even lingering criticism of Charles's past, Anne stands apart. No memoir, no scandal, no whisper of drama. There is only service. But behind this rise is a subtle recalibration of royal image. Insiders suggest that King Charles, long aware of his sister's reliability, has leaned on her more deeply in private than the public once realized. She's not just a working royal, she's his trusted emissary. Some sources go further, claiming that her presence at events once designated for the monarch is no coincidence, but part of a deliberate soft shift in public perception. Is Anne being positioned as the monarchy's anchor during a storm? Officially, the palace offers no statement of change, but royal watchers see the patterns. At the Order of the Garter, at Commonwealth Day services, at military anniversaries and remembrance ceremonies, when eyes turn to see who stands for the crown, they often find Anne already there. There's also her unique voice. Anne has never hidden her pragmatism.
She once remarked, "I'm not a pampered princess. I never have been." She doesn't give speeches for applause. She doesn't dress for headlines. Her approach, some say, is deliberately unsentimental. And that, ironically, has become the very thing the monarchy now needs to sell: stability without spectacle. But what does it mean when the most dependable royal isn't in the line of succession? Some critics say Anne's increased visibility is only a stopgap, a respected figure holding the line while the future royals regroup. But others argue her role is more than temporary. In a monarchy based on continuity, perception is everything. And Anne is, increasingly, the perception. Even global press has noticed. Commentators in Europe and the Commonwealth have praised her consistency. While others age out, step away, or shift toward modern branding, Anne remains the same. There's a message in that: loyalty over legacy. But not everyone agrees on the optics. Her role raises quiet tensions in the royal family. Some insiders whisper about the generational gap. Anne, of the Queen's mold, upholding systems that younger royals aim to soften. She resists social media. She disdains fashion headlines. And her views on duty are in some ways less flexible than the world around her. Yet those very qualities, in times of crisis, become assets. While Prince William prepares to step into greater power, he does so in a family thinned by exits and illness. Catherine's absence from the spotlight has only deepened the quiet around the Wales household. The monarchy, modernized though it aims to be, still relies on faces. And Anne, now more than ever, has become one of its most visible. Behind closed doors, what does this mean? Sources close to the palace describe Anne as the king's sounding board. Others have called her his shield, representing him in moments where politics or perception make his appearance too delicate. Her rank hasn't changed, but her reach has. At recent events, Anne has made subtle gestures of leadership, standing at the center of photo ops, offering opening remarks, holding conversations with international figures usually reserved for the sovereign. Yet she's also careful never to overstep. That's part of the Anne mystique. She leads without seeking control. She acts without courting attention. And perhaps most importantly, she serves without question. Even in family dynamics, Anne plays a unique role. She is one of the few royals who reportedly maintains cordial relations across royal divides. With William, with Harry, with Andrew, with Camilla. She is, to borrow a phrase, the last bridge. In the future, when the royal family writes the story of its most uncertain decade, Anne may be remembered as the quiet figure who kept it standing, without ever asking for recognition. But there is one question that remains, whispered in palace corridors and public forums alike. What happens when Anne can no longer carry that weight? She is, after all, not immortal. Her pace remains astonishing, but time waits for no royal. And therein lies the deeper question. Is the monarchy building successors who share Anne's sense of sacrifice? Or is she the final guardian of a style of royalty that the modern world can no longer sustain? We may not know until it's too late. For now, though, Anne walks the line, not toward the throne, but toward duty. Always duty. No headlines needed, no crown required. If you enjoyed this journey into the hidden world of the crown, don't forget to like, subscribe, and join us here on Crown Verse, where royal history lives on.